Hi, I am Tatiana.
And I'm Val.
And this is Risk and Hustle. And this is our 21st episode.
God, time flies,
Can you believe that? We haven't really sat down, just Val and I. So we've had an incredible guest. So I really wanted to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching our clips. We really appreciate all the love that we've gotten since we started all this. And having these guests on have been such a great therapy session for us. And it actually has taught us a lot. So I want to continue sharing stories, people that inspire us and just kind of keep us going on a daily basis. So please, if you like listening, make sure you follow us on Instagram, follow us on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, and don't miss an episode. But let's get into it because I feel like a lot has been happening in our lives the last couple of weeks, and we've shared other people's stories. So it's kind of nice to kind of sit and have our own little therapy session, you know?
Yes, it is. All right, let's get into it. I feel like I have a lot to say. I don't even know where I'm going to start. But.
All right. Well, I think because recently, you know, the last day, we've been working on our new smoothies for Boost Bowls. So I think we should start there.
Okay. Well,
right.
Obviously, we got to adapt. There's a lot that's, changing nowadays. I feel like everything that we do, we have to make sure that, people like it. But at the same time, we don't want to go too crazy because I feel like your vision is just like...
It's not that. I want to keep up with trends, but sometimes it's really hard because a lot of the trendy stuff requires a lot of sugar and syrups, just speaking about, smoothies in general. Right now, it's all about all these different colors. And it's really easy for us to just buy some syrups and create a strawberry glaze. But I feel bad. I feel really guilty. I feel like it doesn't fit our brand. Kind of the same way when we added coffee and you went and you bought some syrups for the coffee. And that's normal, right? Because people get coffee with syrups, but I just feel like that's not Boost Bowls.
I just don't know if people care as much as we think. That's my biggest issue right now, but we've been so against it for so long. I mean, for 10 years that we've been doing this, I feel like we've tried to stay off of that, which I still want to, but then every time I talk to people, they're like, oh, no one really cares. They want the sugar. And I'm like, but we've been doing this for so long and this is where we were trying to get away from.
Right.
And it just keeps coming back. All the drinks that I see, everything that's coming back, it's full on crap that they put in there. And everybody's talking about all this matcha now and all these things. And
matcha is good for you, but the problem is that how it's being served, it kind of takes all those,
yeah, I mean,
good stuff
matcha,
away.
The way it was created is, think about it. I don't know exactly, don't hold me to it, but I know it's in Japan, but the way they drink it, I feel like when in America, they Americanize everything where they just put so much crap. And then people think, oh, look, I'm having matcha. Well, you're not really having matcha. What you're having is a bunch of sugar.
With a little splash of matcha.
Of nothing.
Well, I mean, it's kind of even our acai bowls, right? So many of the concepts, especially the concepts that are growing really quickly, and nothing against them. I mean, they're doing something right. But everybody uses sorbet. And I know we've gotten into debates about it because you're just hey, let's just consider sorbet. But every time I try them, I hate them. I love our bowls. Our bowls are so creamy and thick. And we use acai with banana and pineapple, and it's all handcrafted daily, so
blended every day on a daily basis.
So yes, we could save blenders.
We could save a lot of money if we do it the way,
then just get, tubs of sorbet. I don't think a lot of people understand that some of the places that you go to, not all, but a lot of them,
I mean,
you're basically getting ice cream flavored.
It's worse. It's sorbet.
Ice cream. Not worse, but it's just acai flavored ice cream.
Yeah, which is crazy to me because what's the difference? I mean, all these companies that are coming in now, they're basically everybody's buying it from the same place. You know, and that's the reason why I want to stay the way we are, is so we can be a little different. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's going to love what we do, especially
Right.
like, you know, if they're used to having, you know, those kind of bowls, because I've had customers where they've come in and they'll say like, oh, it's not as sweet and this and
Right.
that, because it's all on how you get like what you've had before. So
Right.
once you get used to that, it's a little hard. But then if we jump into that the same way, then what's the difference?
Right.
Like, you know, if there's, especially now that they're opening in every corner,
Yeah.
you know, it used to be a lot easier when it was just us around, but now you have all these places that are opening up, but every single place is
Yeah.
using the same product. It's,
Well,
just-
not exactly the same, maybe just different manufacturers and stuff.
it's the same stuff. If you look at it's basically probably being in the same facility. They're just naming them themselves. It's like us reaching out to them and saying basically like,
Can you make
hey,
a Boost one?
Can you make a Boost one and just slap a tag on it? But it's the same stuff.
Yeah.
It's the same ingredients.
But
basically, it's,
I guess the question is, do consumers care? You know, I think people in this area are used to our bowls, and maybe when they try other ones, they don't love it. But if you had other ones and then you come to us, you may not like it, you
Yeah.
know? And I get that, because I've been in places that I'll try bowls and I can't have the sorbets. It's just not me.
Yeah, I think that's the stress that I've been having lately. That I'm just like, why am I trying so hard? You know, like with, you know, we've been trying to keep this way for so long, and I still want to keep going. But then it's just like, then you see all these stores coming in and, you know, everybody's using all this crap. And I'm like, what is the point? But I guess we got to just,
Well, I'll
believe
say
in it.
even like going to Brazil, I was a little shocked at how acai is actually like most of the places I went to were in ice cream stores.
But then again, like we went to places like City and places
yes,
like
we
that
didn't
where
go
it's-
to like the real,
Yeah.
like I get it. But anyway, I just feel like it has gotten very commercialized.
Yeah.
Acai is, people have turned it into a dessert, but then still try to like promote it as healthy,
Yeah.
which is just, you know, weird. But
I honestly don't know anymore.
I don't know. And I'm not like a nutritionist, so I'm not trying to say what's like healthy and what's not. And, you know, that's not my place. But I think what makes it difficult is that when we're product testing to try to keep things really natural and clean, for instance, like the strawberry glaze that we're trying to figure out, which is basically a strawberry syrup.
Yeah.
But I want to use real strawberries and agave.
And
It's hard.
I'm still gonna continue with that. Unfortunately, I'm just, you know, I've never been a follower where I'll just follow whatever. And I know
Right.
that you love to follow these trends that's happening, but if it's not gonna make sense to me, we have to stay strong, just like we always been.
Yeah.
We have to believe in our product, because that's the whole point. As long as we believe on it, we educate our clients and our employees to explain on what we do, that we don't have any sugars, any sweeteners. I want to keep that natural. I love having fresh fruits. Yes, it's more expensive. Yes, they're not going to be as sweet, you know, but
And also, it's not as consistent, I guess, sometimes too. And that's the problem we run into. Because
Yeah.
as we know, fresh fruit, like sometimes you'll have a mango that is sweeter, and then
Yeah.
other times it's more tart. Or strawberries, same thing. Like there's seasons that they're so flavorful, then other seasons they're not. So I understand the companies that stay away from fresh just to hold up their consistency. But I think our consumers and our customers come to us because they know they're getting cleaner ingredients. They're not perfect. You know, we're not promoting organic and all that. I'm just promoting
Nah,
cleaner
no
ingredients, you know, and
I hate the word organic, especially in America, because I always say this, there's really nothing organic, anything to the organic stuff that they do here.
yeah.
I hate to say it, but unfortunately that's just my beliefs.
Well, I think I always use strawberries as the best example, because I've gone into places that say they're organic strawberries and their berries are like this big. I'm like, have you seen real fresh strawberries in places? You know, we've been to places, you know, overseas that you go into it and they're like little tiny berries.
And there's farms in here. Like, you know, when we go to farmers markets and, you know, they're selling it literally like right outside, you can tell that's what's organic. Now, places like that, but those places can never keep up with the consumers nowadays because everybody just wants so much. So I understand like big companies that we buy them from, as much as they'll tell you, oh, it's organic, there's nothing organic. Unless you're growing it yourself, really, like it's like my mother used to do in the backyard.
So what we've been focused on is doing, cleaning up our whole smoothie menu, kind of getting rid of things that don't sell and then focusing on the stuff that really does sell. Like our protein shakes do really, really well. So why do we only have, you know, 4? And then I have a bunch of other smoothies that aren't as popular. So we're really focusing on, I guess, functional smoothies. So the proteins, I want to add smoothies with like collagen and creatine, things like that. Like basically smoothies with a purpose and then make them still aesthetically pleasing. You know, we want it to be Instagrammable and we want the fun colors and everything, but I also want it to have a benefit. So you're not just drinking sugar and you're actually having a smoothie that tastes good but is doing some good for you.
I was actually having a debate with some people today at the barbershop because obviously they saw some of the videos that we posted and they kept asking like, oh, what is that? That looks really cool and all. So I explained to them exactly what we're doing, but I also threw in, because I like to be real, I'm like, just so you understand, because they're like, oh, I can't wait for you guys to do it because I want to try it. And I was like, listen, the reason why we're doing this is because of the benefits. But at the same time, as you guys know, everything I put in here is natural. So they're not going to be cheap.
Right.
But people...
Well, supplements are not cheap. Yeah, exactly. So we're trying to incorporate supplements and like cleaner supplements. And
they were literally, you know, they were saying like, listen, you know, we've been coming to you guys for so long. We know that's why we come. We understand. And then we kind of got into like, you know, things where we're like, okay, you know, nowadays people don't complain about spending $20 on a drink at a restaurant.
Let's actually talk about that.
Right. But then, you know, you get a smoothie that's going to cost you maybe like $16 or close to $20 that has all the benefits that you need,
all the supplements,
and people will complain. But you know, those are the things that unless we educate people a little bit, they're never going to understand it.
Right. So, but give me a martini for $20 and
I'm okay
here
with
you go.
You know,
but it's just the world, I guess, that we're living in, and people value certain things more than others. But I do think the new generation, like the Gen Zs, are really figuring that out a little better than we did.
God, when you use that word, Gen Z.
I know, but I really think that they're onto something. You know, I guess like they said alcohol sales are down, or mocktails are really growing in restaurants. That's interesting. I feel like,
I mean, it is and it's not, because listen, we get it. Like consuming alcohol a lot, it's not great for you, but it's also fun. What happened to all the fun? Like now kids, I mean, I don't even know what people do
why do you say you have to drink to have fun?
I don't know, because you just, sometimes
why can't you come to Boost Bowls and have a DJ party?
I'm just saying, like, when you have a stress day, I'm not talking about, like, yes, there's certain times where I guess you shouldn't be having alcohol all day long, but I'm saying, like, you know, if I'm going out at night, I want to have a drink. I want to get loosened up a little bit. I want to feel
You don't want a matcha?
No. Oh my God. Here we go. Like, maybe I shouldn't even say this because obviously we sell this stuff. But at the same time, this matcha thing, we've been doing this for so long. And now somehow a celebrity goes out there and posts something about it. And everybody's all about this matcha. And they don't really...
matcha's been on trend for a while, I think.
For a long time, but not as much as it is now. I mean, now they got, like I said before, they have a million matcha things that makes no sense.
Right.
But yes, everybody's like, oh, just give me that much. As long as it's matcha, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things that, like, I guess we got to work on. And, you know, I've been talking to a lot of people, even at the gym going today. Like, I talked to some people because people ask, anytime we put like a video out there, they'll ask like, oh, what's going on? What are you guys doing with this and that? So I'm like, listen, I'm focusing on some more premium quality stuff. You know, not that we haven't had, but I want to change it a little bit.
I think I really want to focus on the supplements, and bringing things like that.
The issue is, again, going back to pricing. And the minute you say the word premium, everybody's like, oh, you got to be careful around here. But I've heard this word for a million years now that we've been doing this. Like, hey, don't go in the spa because it's not great. Don't do this because it's not great.
Yeah.
I want to be that premium place. And you know what? If people don't want to come and they want to go somewhere else because it's cheaper, then so be it. Because you know what? I know what I do. I believe in my product, and that's what we need to do. And we need to stick to that and make sure that like we give people what they need, not just to make money.
Right. No, I believe in the clean ingredients too.
Absolutely.
It doesn't always have to be perfect, but as clean as we can make it.
Yeah.
So
it's never going to be perfect. But,
no.
We'll continue and see how it goes.
Yeah, it's just been, I guess, hard trying to develop all of that and then balance everything else that's happening. Even like kids' schedules have been a little crazy. We do it to ourselves while I do it to us.
Well, you know what it is? It's like I feel like we always wait till like kind of last minute because this is our season.
Yeah.
And when we know that things are like just starting to go crazy, we add more stress to us. Yeah. Kids have sports.
A lot of this stuff has been in the plans for a while, but it's just been a process.
But we could have done it maybe in the winter a little bit when it was a little bit more calmer.
We tried. We started.
But it takes time.
It does.
Like you said, we're not nutritionists, so like we try to do everything as, we test them ourselves. We give them to the employees.
I know, and then there's so much time. We try it, and then we're just like, oh, this isn't good.
Yeah, it's unbelievable with the amount of money and the amount of thoughts that go into it. It's crazy.
But we're close, guys. I really think we're on to something.
I hope so.
We just finalized it like 2 days ago, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited. So I think it'll be good. But for me, what's been hard is I could be at the store like all day and probably night to get this stuff done. But the reality is we can't. Because the kids get off the bus and we need to be present and we need to be here. So being present has been difficult.
Yeah.
And I'm finding that they're noticing it more, even though we're very present. Like we take them to all the practices, all the games and, all that kind of stuff. But now I'm noticing more, especially with our daughter, Luna, like looking over and like, watch me. Because I'm reading an email or I'm doing something. And then making sure I have a home cooked meal because I think that's so important.
It's important to you. Like it drives me crazy, and I love that about you because you always worry. You especially when it came to food, you always worried about that because you always want to make sure that the kids are always having like a cooked meal. You hate ordering out. But it's not that simple and it's not that easy. And I don't know why you feel so bad that you understand our life is so busy. Even though people think that we have so much time, we're going 24/7 doing stuff. So to think about like working all day, doing things all day, then taking them to practice and then getting home by 8 o'clock,
Well, I could start earlier, but sometimes it's hard. I don't know, a crock pot,
Oh, crock pot. A crock pot takes 4 or 5 hours. Now, I understand once in a while, which is fine, but we also got to understand that you need to adapt with life that we have right now, that if we order food outside, you got to stop feeling bad because I notice every time we order food, you look at us like, oh my God, what's happening? Like
I feel like the worst mother ever.
You don't even like to sit down at a dinner when we have takeout food, which drives me crazy. I'm like, it's food. Food is food. Doesn't matter.
I don't know. I feel so, and they love it. They love when we order pizza or Chinese food, things like that.
Kids.
But it eats me inside. I'm just like, I just think in the back of my head what my mom would say about somebody.
Well, because you were raised
like
that way. And same thing with me. Like I've always had a cooked meal when I came home because of my parents. But life is changing now. And I think they kind of understand. It's not like we do it every day. They get breakfast every morning. We cook every morning.
I know. We try
whenever we can, but we can't also drive ourselves crazy about something that like we can't control. Unfortunately, we can't just stop time and be like, oh, let me just do this. If it happens, it happens. If it
doesn't, then should it be on the top of the list? Like, should that be priority? You know, that's...
Listen, I don't know what's right and what's wrong, but I don't think these kids are going to complain one day that, okay, they didn't have a cooked meal every single day. Okay, I'm sorry.
You know, I don't know. I feel like they would be like, you know, don't you think of that Italian mom, let's say, or even there's so many Brazilians too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, cook Italian. Why does everybody always have to say Italian?
Because they're known for like food. But okay, but there's so many Brazilians that are like, oh yeah, I get a home cooked meal every single day.
Think about it. Like, you know, my mother, she does not eat out.
I know.
Ever.
I know.
Even when it comes to like any kind of food, like chickens, meat, they don't even buy it at supermarkets. Right. They actually go, you remember that time, like when you met me and they were
buy like a cow
and they would buy live chickens and literally
I do remember that,
you know, all that, because it's just the way they were raised. But is it like, does it make any difference nowadays? Like, you
don't think we should have like a chicken coop in the back?
Oh, hell no.
I think sometimes in my mind, I'm like,
here we go.
I would love to have like a garden and a chicken coop and live on a farm and do all that stuff. But it's not me at all. The same way I want to be like the PTA mom.
Oh, here we go.
I do. Like, I have this like vision of wanting to do it, but PTA realistically, mom. It just doesn't fit on my schedule.
You're not even made for a PTA. Do you understand? Why? Because the way your brain works, you can't even stand still 1 second.
I know, but I feel like I could go in there and really get things done and turn it into a business.
Yes,
you know, like
a business, but it's not a business.
No, it is, but just like, hey, we're gonna fundraise, but what's the purpose of this? Now let's invest in this. Like, we got to do this. We have to buy that. Like, I would love to do it, but
is it going to make you money?
No.
Okay.
But it's going to help our kids.
Let's pass. All right. Our kids are doing fine. Let somebody else take care of that.
But I feel judgment as a woman, like going in places and not getting involved in like school things. There's so many moms.
Yesterday we went on London's thing and the PTA family. And when I saw that dad too, I was like, oh my God, how does this guy
That doesn't make you feel bad. See, the dads, it doesn't matter. Like, because there's none. Like you said, that was very rare. There normally isn't a dad on the PTA.
And I'm like, how the hell does this guy have time? I mean, but listen.
Okay, but then the women have time? You just assume the women have time?
I mean, I guess we assume that because I'm still old school, which again, listen, you probably work more than I do, to be honest with you, but we live with that mentality where like still to this day that the man should be the man of the house and work, and the women should take care of the house and have more time with the kids and do these things.
I know, but really, that's how you think?
No. I'm not saying that I think. I'm just saying like that's how mentally the world lives, but it's not that world anymore. You can't survive with just one person working, and it's not just that. And I love that, like the way you are and the way you work and you push me. Like, I mean, if anything, like I said, I think you do a lot more than I do, and I love that about you. But there is times where you stress me the hell out. You know, when I get home and you're still working and you're trying to cook, and then the kids are trying to shower and I'm going to bed, and I look at the time and it's 11 o'clock and you're still answering emails. I'm like, okay, enough is enough. You got to find a time where you have to tell yourself, like, listen, this is enough, because your time management sucks.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll be the first to admit that. So I'm just bouncing. That's the problem. I'm just putting out fires all day long, but there's just so much. It's not just work. There's things happening on a daily, like there's a book fair at school and you got to make sure you register for something. You got to buy a t-shirt for this event, a donation for whatever. Like, do you understand how many donation emails I had to answer yesterday?
Oh my God. Yeah, I know.
This is the crazy season and I want to do them all, believe me, but I think that we would go out of business.
I was just going to say that. I mean, and by the way, and that's what I told you yesterday, I think we need to talk a little bit about this. Every day, there's somebody asking for donations nowadays. Yeah. Okay. It's become out of control. And honestly, like, people need to realize out there, like, listen, we're in business to make a living. And unfortunately, like, okay, we can do some here and there, but to all the community out there, listen, we love to support you and all, and we appreciate all the support.
Okay. I don't mind the like gift card requests and things like that.
But it's getting out of control though.
The problem that I have more is when you have a request for like, oh, can you do like a sampling event at a business, right? And you have you have like 20, 30 people showing up, and you think it's worth my time to go set up like, a table and sample.
The manpower, first of all. Second of all, what is that going to do for me? They think, and then they get upset because they think they're like, oh, they don't want to do this for the community or like my business. Or do you understand, like, if I called you and told you like, hey, you know what, you just opened your business, I know you're trying to get business in, why didn't you come to my store, put a table in there and sit there and just watch people?
I mean, some people may actually do that.
But we're not.
I think in my early days, maybe when we first opened,
and we
did do some of that stuff. But the problem now is not that I don't want to do it. If I could actually do it, I would. The problem is I don't have the time, and to do a free event, I can't afford to pay my employees and product to go sit at the event. So I think that's the difference.
That's the point that I'm trying to say is that, like, but my issue with this is that they get upset. Or like, it's really become like, I feel like we're starting to be like the bad people now because we can do some events and do some other ones. Can you think about it? Just yesterday when you were telling me we got 10 different donation places. And they just show up and they drop a piece of paper and they expect you to call them like the next day. And if you don't, they'll call or they'll show up the next day like, hey, did they get it?
I think I just have to come up with a better process for it all, because there's some ones that like I never want to say no to, right? Like our local schools.
The majority of them are local though.
No. There's other programs outside of local schools. What I'm saying is like the schools I think is very important for us to support. But then there's just some other things that...
Listen, I want to support every single one of them. But I just want everybody to understand that, we're not... Just because you're showing up and dropping something, you're not the only person that's doing this. There's a million... That's what people need to understand. If I don't get to you by next week or I don't... do it for you. Please don't feel like I'm avoiding you or I'm not calling you because of it.
We just didn't get to it or something, or got lost at one of the stores.
We also have to figure out a budget a year because I feel like
probably monthly because it's gotten
crazy. You know, and it's not something that like we give somebody like $10. If you give, God forbid, you give somebody a $10 card, they're like, oh my God, $10. You always got to put like $50 or $100, and I've seen you do that. And sometimes you do like 4 or 5. Well,
it just depends. So like I said, I think for the most ones that I do and the people that reach out, I have no problem doing. It's when I get the random things like, I think we had one for like a protest, and it's really hard to do those.
Yeah, because, those I won't do.
Whether it's whatever it's about, I don't want to like side with any protest.
I'm not doing any political things.
Well, not even just political, any protest. I just don't think
it's still political.
I know a lot of it is political, but
any of these stuff,
I don't want to take sides either way. So I'd rather not get involved. And it's not that.
Another thing that I don't do is put up flyers. I don't give a damn what anybody says, okay? You come to my store and you drop a flyer, I'm throwing that in the garbage. I've been doing this for 10 years and I'm going to still keep doing this. I don't care if I'm local, you're local, whatever. It's not about not supporting your business.
Well, we don't have a board to put it up.
Well, I don't do it because I'm not the type of person, if I put one on the window somewhere, then they expect you to like just fill up my whole store with...
although... The problem is if we put one up, then you get a bunch of other people, and then all of a sudden you have 10 like sheets of paper on your window, and it just doesn't look right.
If I do it for, let's say, for a business or like something that's happening somewhere, and I don't want to do the other ones, for example, that are political, that come in, they're like, oh, put this up, we're going, there's some whatever, some kind of business is going in, or they're about to do this road or this and that.
We're trying to protest.
I'm like, listen, I'm in business to make money. If I put that up, there's a million people that are
either agree or disagree with it, and I'm not taking a side.
I'm not going to sit there and argue with people.
Right.
So that's why I don't allow any of them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a damn. And anytime anybody shows up, I tell all my employees, just be like, listen, unfortunately, my boss doesn't allow it. I don't care how they take it or whatever, because at the end of the day, honestly, I don't even want those people around. because they drive me insane. They're not there to support your business. They're just trying to like, I'm trying to make a living.
A lot of them are causing drama.
Yeah, like I don't need the drama. I'm a food business. You should understand. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
You want to be political. You want to be, showing all those things. I don't know. Go to the town, talk to them, do whatever you want. It's freedom out there, but don't come in my business and drop these stupid things because it's the most annoying thing ever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, again, it's all these things.
Well, I think it's just figuring out how much to support what part is supporting the community and what other parts not.
It's never going to be the right or the wrong thing or how much we do it. Obviously, we try to do as much as we can. What I'm trying to say again is people don't understand. And I know that some people think that we still have one store because, you never
They don't know.
They don't know. So they get upset. But I have a million things going on through the day. Now, think about it. Like, I wake up in the morning and maybe I do this to myself, which I got to stop. And it's like, first thing I do is look at my phone. Who's going to message me? Who's going to tell me what's wrong today?
All right. Now, is that really the way to wake up with your mindset of everything you've learned? Is that the way you wake up?
Lately, I have.
Okay, but then what happens?
And there's always something
you
going
get
on.
Thrown garbage at you every minute,
and I've been so against that my whole life. I've always said, stop thinking about it because if you think it's going to happen, and I'm trying to, but...
You've been doing that a lot lately. Yeah.
And it's driving me crazy because then I wake up and I get a text from this person, a text from that person like, oh, the power is out, or they're protesting in front of our store. They just closed our store. Things that are out of my control. It's like, how can I fix that?
Well, you can. That's why you have to
I get it, but then they expect it for you to the system is not working. The blender broke.
Well, that's just part of it, right?
Or they didn't bring this in, the products, for example, and they expect you all right, now I got to stop what I'm doing so I can go get some stuff. It never ends.
But it's not their fault. They're just communicating with you.
I get it.
And then unfortunately they don't know that you just got 5 other messages of other things
from different
so
locations.
Then it just builds.
Well, and this is where I always say not everybody's built for this. And when people come to me and ask for business advice and all that, I always say I'm always real when it comes to it because people only see what they want to see in front of you. They have no idea what goes on with my day every day.
Yeah, I think the problem is social media has made being a business owner, being an entrepreneur look so glamorous, and you only see the end results and you don't see everything that's happening on a daily. And I guess this is the purpose of this podcast, is to share all the, negative part of it too, not to be negative, but the real raw stuff that happens.
I'm not going to sugarcoat everything,
No.
And that's the thing where people need to understand is that when people tell me, oh, you're a business owner, oh yeah, you always have time, you're never at work. You have no fucking idea what I go through every single day.
Yeah.
It's not just, people think that just working at a place, you're doing a job.
Yeah.
It's not physical, it's mental. That how many days I want to just
run
and it drives me crazy. And you see me sometimes and thank God we help each other.
I think we balance because there's moments that I have and the moments you have, and it's just trying to stay focused. I really think that the hardest part is continuing, and I thought the hardest part was actually starting. And starting was actually not easy, but easier.
No, it wasn't easy.
No, but I'm just saying starting was easier.
Yeah.
Now it's just the building, getting to that next stage. Now we've gotten to 10 years. And I mean, even this year, the obstacles that have been thrown at us is insane. And I'm not going to get to that right now because it's just way too heavy and I probably legally can't. But, it's just, it's there to throw you off course.
Well, that's I guess that's how it is. And for me, I just feel like it never ends. And it's one of those things that I feel like I'm always chasing for something and I'm trying to catch up. but deep down, you know that it's never gonna stop.
You never catch up. No. And I think you think that there's this like big rainbow on the other side that you reach, and we keep chasing that rainbow, but it's just not there, you know? And I'm not trying to be negative, because there are so many positive things about owning a business, and I probably would not have it any other way.
Oh no, I mean,
like I could never envision myself working for anybody.
I wouldn't have it any other way, but there's
it's shit. Like, you know, when people think like, oh, I want to do something for myself so I have more control of my schedule, because, you know, I'm working like a 9 to 5.
God.
I'm just like, oh, like if that's your problem, stay with your 9 to 5, because
people have no idea what goes on when, you know, and this is the shit that drives me crazy when people use the word entrepreneurship and they think that, oh, I just want to be an entrepreneur. Like, I just want to start my own business. I'm tired of working, you know, a 9 to 5, for example, or like, you know,
having a boss. Try not having a boss and see what that feels like. And when you're the one making the decision,
you're spending your own money. You're not making money for months and years. And even when you think you're making money, you're not making money.
Yeah.
People don't understand. They only see the things that they want to see, and they think it's so pretty out there, but they don't understand how crazy it is to be at work.
Well, and I think that's why some people fail, because they were not willing to put in the work that it freaking takes.
Yep, and we know a lot of those.
You don't get to be a business owner
the first
and
year.
Get out of work at 3 o'clock or go on vacation your first year. So if you did that, then retract and try again, because...
Don't retract. Just think about what you did wrong. Because that's what people don't understand.
And stop blaming other people for what you should have done and what you could have done differently.
I've said this before, and this is the reason why I started this, is so people understand what it takes and where what you need to do. Anything you do in life, you got to put 110%, no matter what you do out there. And always remember, it's not going to take a year. It's not going to take 5. It could take 10 years. It could take longer than that, but you got to keep going.
Well, it just always depends what your goal is, right? Maybe life for us would have been easy if we just stuck to one store.
Yeah.
You know, we could have really perfected and did that amazing one store, and maybe it could have been okay.
Comfortable.
But the minute, you know, we open 2, then we're like, let's do 3, and then you get to 4, like whatever, we keep going. So I think we keep making ourselves uncomfortable, but that's just who we are. We don't want to be comfortable.
That's what people need to understand.
Or we want to be, but you know, it's not fun.
Entrepreneurship it's that you never want to be comfortable. The minute you're comfortable, then you're not really.
We get a challenge.
Yeah, you have to have challenges. You got to keep growing.
Yeah,
you got to keep doing different things. You got to be able to handle things.
Yeah,
anything that comes your way. Because the minute you stay comfortable and you just kind of let things be because you think you're making some money, that's when you know.
No, and I really think this year has pushed us beyond, you know, the last, let's say, 2 years. Just really testing things, you know, just simple. Like our Mystic location is amazing for the entire summer. Yep. It is the best store we've ever had, right? But the winter comes and it feels like it's our first year in business in downtown Bethel,
because
you know?
There's no one there.
And it is just, and I can sit back and be like, well, this is it. You know, this is just how it is. But it kills me because I'm just like, no, not everybody knows who we are. Does everybody in this surrounding town know who Boost Bowls is? No. And when I ask myself these questions, the answer is no. Yep. So until I can honestly say, yes, I've done all of that, then I refuse to just let it be. So I will double, if not triple, our numbers this winter.
Well, we got to just keep going. And that's the difference between us and I think some other people, because people want to just sit there and wait for people to come in. They don't understand that, like, we don't just sit. You can't just sit when you have a business.
You figure it out.
You have to figure out. Everyone thinks that, like, oh, you got to do some ads. You know, social media is very powerful. It's good.
But it's not the answer only, especially nowadays.
Yes, you have to get out there. You got to introduce yourself. You have to talk to
collaborations.
People. Collaborations.
Like, you know, I'm really excited. We're doing a collaboration with, I don't know should I say that?
I don't think think it's, you know.
Well, we're doing a collaboration. Look out for it in social media. But these are the fun things I look forward to.
Yeah.
Just partnering with businesses that have similar clientele as us and how we can collaborate to bring in customers to each other's business. Now that I'm willing to do and, you know, set up tables for and do that kind of thing.
And that's another thing, what you just said, find who your clientele is.
Yes.
Always find what your clientele is, because, you know, I've been to so many businesses and I always say, like, do you know who your clientele is? And they'll look at me like, what do you mean?
Everybody? They think it's like everybody.
No, it's not everybody. No matter what kind of business you are, you need to see what's coming through your door, what's working. Because everybody always, like, the first thing they say to us is like, oh, all the moms and all. Listen.
That's not our only clientele. And if we depended on just that, it probably wouldn't be that great.
Yeah, we would shut down. So what we've noticed for us, it's actually a lot of young generations. And I'm not saying, like, we have all the mix, you know, we have
seniors.
Yeah, we have seniors that come, they love coming, but majority of our clientele is students.
Or the students end up bringing their grandparents, their mom and their dad and things like that. And
that's how we figured it out. And that's what I always say. It's like, always make sure you find out who your customers are, and always, people, find out your numbers. Okay, don't just keep going, because if you don't know your numbers, if you can't tell if you're making money or not, that is the worst thing you can do. You can't just sit there and work every day, because no matter how many people are coming through your door and you think you're making money, if you don't know your numbers.
Yeah. Well, I think we've seen a lot of that too, like some from the outside, very successful businesses with lines outside the door, and people are like, wow, they're like printing money. They're doing amazing.
They're gone.
And yeah, like if you don't set up your process early on and you tighten up labor and you don't, you know, overstaff and over order,
you know, many times I go in businesses and I see a million employees, which I'm like, first of all, I'm like, how the hell are they getting all these people? Because it hasn't been that easy. But then again, I'm like, especially when I go to these coffee shops and I see like 8, 9 people just standing around, I'm like, okay, yes, there's people waiting, there's, you know, but what are all these people doing?
Right.
It's better as an owner to go there, train 2, 3, like 4 strong ones,
then have 8
that's going to do the job, than 8 people that are just standing around and no one's doing anything.
Yeah, they're lost.
And then a couple of months later, they're like, yeah, we're not really making money. Well, of course you're not making money. You know, you don't check your labor, you don't check your food costs, you don't know your numbers. Yes, you got people that are coming through the door, but you're not making anything. Yeah. Why? Because you're focusing on just seeing people coming through the door. That doesn't do anything. You can't just have a million people because you feel like, oh, you don't want people to wait and all that, which I'm, you know, all against that. And as you know,
we don't like long wait
times. I don't like long waits.
Well, you don't like long wait times.
I hate it. Like, if I go to a place and I see a line and I'm waiting more than 5 minutes, I'm out of there. I don't give a damn like what it is. That's just me.
Right.
So I've, you know, done my business like that my whole life. I always say your tickets are 3 minutes. That's it. You got to get it. You go. It's not brain surgery. I train my employees.
All right. You just kind of like said that. Doesn't mean you're coming to Boost and you're going to get your food in 3 minutes. I mean, sometimes you get it in a minute, but if we're busy, there is a wait.
Which I understand. But I'm saying, like, my employees know what to do. I train them how to work fast. I train them what to work first when the tickets come in.
Right.
You know, they know. So they're not just like all over the place. You know how many times you go to some of these places and they're just running around and I'm like, who's doing what?
There's no process.
There's no process.
But I feel like you learn that a little bit over time. We've adjusted really well. And I mean, we still adjust.
No, of course.
You know, like when we add new things, now we're like, oh my God, this whole line is going to get affected. We got to change this up.
You know, I always think of this, you know, actually, like at one point, it was one of my favorite movies. I don't know if we can even say this. Actually, I'm not going to even say because I know they're trademarks and they're whatever. But I'm going to talk about the movie, how they work the line. I'm sure most people that are listening to this will understand which movie I'm talking about. And you remember, anytime I do kitchens now, anywhere, I work the line.
Yeah.
So they're not going back.
So the flow.
The flow. So it's
Count your
important
steps.
that no matter what you built out there, whatever you're doing, especially when you're in a restaurant business, make sure you work the line. Or else you can't put a coffee machine here, a refrigerator there, a freezer over there, and they're just going back and forth, back and forth. They got to work at a certain area.
The flow has to make sense.
Because then everything else goes better.
Right.
But again, going back to your numbers, just make sure you always check your numbers weekly, do them monthly, make sure what you're buying, you know what you're buying, you know what you're selling, and if it's making sense.
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest issue you have. I mean, you remember, like, we had a store across the street that was doing amazing.
I know.
And lasted what? 9 months?
Maybe.
Like, I don't even know if it lasted 9 months. And we were like, what the hell? That place had lines at the out the door.
Non-stop lines, like around the corner lines.
Like, it was crazy. Then when I found out, they're like, oh, they're shutting down.
Money,
they're not making money. I'm like, what the hell? How the hell were they not making money?
Yeah. No, so I just think a lot of people just see places, they see the lines, and they just assume, things are fabulous, and it's just not. You're constantly adjusting. Even us, I will say, like last year's, yes, sales are up, but the bottom number is not as strong as it was the previous year, because
everything is going up.
Labor has gone up, like cost of food, everything is up. But if you skip that and you don't stay on top of it, it can easily eat into your profits, like quickly. So
that's what it is.
It's just, there's never like settling. There's never like, hey, we're good. It's a constant change.
And you got to constantly check it. All the time. And listen, it's one of those things that like we can say, because sometimes people say to us, like, well, you guys have each other, so you have the time to do it. No, that's not how it works.
But we really only have each other. We don't have, we have our managers, but we don't have anybody else.
People think that we hire all these people to do all of our stuff. Little do they know that I
do my own bookkeeping. When I tell people that, they're just like, how? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go into QuickBooks and I do line by line. Now I just taught you.
You just taught me after 10 years.
Of doing it, because I couldn't keep up. Like, I really could not keep up.
It's not that hard. I mean,
no, it's so simple. I've told you, it's easy. It's just, it's time consuming. It's annoying.
It's time consuming. And then I sit there and I'm like,
but once I start, I actually enjoy it. I don't mind it. Is
this worth my time right now to sit and do these things?
Yeah, but I've been quoted, like, I'm just going to throw out a number, like $400 a store for a month for them to do it. I mean, I'd rather do it.
But the thing is not just that, because you had somebody for quite a while and they were doing everything wrong.
No, it's not that they were doing it wrong. It's just that when I needed my reports, it wasn't ready.
Yeah.
It was like, 2 months not done, and I'm just like, why am I paying you then? If it's not done.
I don't even know.
So it was just a little frustrating, but I don't know.
Frustrating is not the word.
Yeah.
But anyhow, guys, just I know we've been
rambling.
I guess, what do you call it?
Venting
a lot, but.
If you want to open up a business, get ready to work your ass off for at least
a long time.
Well, 5 years, you said. And
5 years at least. No, 5 years, no trips, no vacations, no days off. You got to keep going. You want to be successful, you need to keep going. You got to keep going.
Get ready to work the hours.
Other than that, I have to say we are so blessed and we love our lives, even though it's pretty stressful. We love what we do. Yeah. We enjoy our family. We enjoy our life, and we enjoy our friends that we have now.
We enjoy it so much that you decided to get a food truck.
Are we really going to do this? Can we do this another time with the food trailer?
No, I'm going to talk about the trailer. So my husband thinks it was going to be a great idea to get a trailer for the summer, and since we're not going away this year, and it would be really cute family time for us all to go together and go to festivals.
Listen, the time that we have, I think it would be fun. Listen, I know we're going to drive ourselves crazy with it, but so be it. It wasn't a crazy investment. I mean, it was, but it was one of those things that I was against it for a long time. But now that I see it, and you see the kid's face, like our kids, they love going in there.
Oh, let's see how they're gonna love it after.
But they'll probably love it for like a day or two.
Now we're gonna do events. We have a couple of ones coming up, but if you want to book our trailer, just reach out on Boost Bowls Instagram or info@boostbowls.com.
Well, we don't just have a trailer. We also have.
We started another thing. We have an acai like pitaya cart.
So we have
it's actually really cute.
We did an event at the Edge Fitness, which was actually amazing. I was really worried because I've never done it before, and it went out so well that I was like, man,
they invited us, and we were going to set up a table, and I had been seeing these carts, and I really thought it was going to be great, but I thought you would shut me down.
And I went and got it done.
I was like, hey, we're doing an event in like 2 weeks, and I showed him the cart. And I'm like, can you do this? And then we got the cart done in like 2 weeks, and it just made everything a lot more simpler.
Yeah, it was exciting. Like I actually
now we can do birthday parties.
Yeah,
Luna's very excited about her birthday party.
People's houses and just be like,
send up a little cart.
Let's make some bowl.
Gosh.
I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a fun summer. I'm actually excited. I know that I'm probably gonna go crazy with all this, but
yes,
I'm gonna try to enjoy it, you know.
And I'll get to enjoy every minute of the craziness. If I don't like doing it,
I'll park it somewhere and leave it there as an advertising place, right?
We're not parking it and leaving it. You'll sell the trailer.
I'm not selling that trailer. I love that trailer. The kids love it. You think I'm gonna just sell something they love?
We're gonna like the kid. That's their toy.
Yeah, well, they're getting at that age now where they can start working. So maybe I'll teach them now. So in like 2-3 years, they can I'll go and park them somewhere, and they can just do it themselves.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Why not? Right?
I don't know about that. I love the teaching them independence and all. Which, by the way,
no. Oh my God! Please don't start this now.
No, really like seriously. I think, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm really big on making sure my kids fill up their own water bottle, grab their own things for sports, take a shower. Obviously, I help with certain things.
Don't you think it should be another one?
No.
You really want to talk about this right now?
Just a little bit.
All right.
I find it so ridiculous. Like, we do little mini auditions, second in-person interviews, and some of the kids that come in, you know that their parents have done everything for them, down to, opening up a chip bag. You know, the ones that have never opened up a chip bag.
So who do we blame?
The parents.
Well, obviously. It's
crazy. So
I've been telling this to you for a long time, because I get to do these auditions, and the people, the kids that I see, I don't blame them. Like, I know right away. I'm just like, okay, this is not for you.
Right.
And it's not that it's not for you. I'm like, I know what the problem is here. They've never touched a thing.
No, and listen, I get as a parent, because life goes by really fast, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I never had my kid throw out the garbage, because it's just easier to throw out the garbage and not ask anybody to do it. For instance, a couple of days ago, I had Luna help me do laundry because she was interested, and I wanted to teach her. She loves doing laundry. So now she has her hamper. She wants to wash her own clothes.
And she separates
it. Yep. So I taught her how to separate the colors and the white. But the problem is, we were folding that would have taken me maybe 10 minutes, ended up taking like an hour, because
but it's okay.
She wanted to
You're doing something together with her, and you're showing her how to do it, and she at least understands. Do you understand that I get these kids when they come in, and again, I keep saying kids because they are kids, and you hand them a knife, which I understand, somehow, or like a peeler, for example. Not everybody has a peeler.
All right, I get the peeler.
But then you get them to wash a dish. and they don't even know how to rinse a dish, let alone.
Well, I mean, everybody has a dishwasher for the most part, so maybe
Aren't
that's
you supposed to rinse it before you put it in?
Yeah.
Or do people just put them in?
For the most part, I don't know. Some people might just put it in.
Anyhow, I'm like, it just drives me crazy that some of the stuff are that.
But it's all those things like we were talking about, even doing yard work, right? You probably did a lot more as a kid, but London is 11. And sometimes I'm like, hey, he should be shoveling the snow.
But
he should be mowing the lawn.
I had to wait a little bit. He's 11 now, but they're still, I guess, like you said, at our age, at their age, at the time, like we had no choice. I mean, my dad used to look at me and I knew what I had to do. Nowadays, you got to tell them.
I used to do everybody's laundry.
But, I do take them out. Like we took them out.
You guys were cleaning up the yard.
Even though they were complaining a little bit, I was like, listen, but you got to, with the kids nowadays, you have to make it fun a little bit because if you don't, they just get bored.
Yeah.
That's just their thing now. It's like, oh, I'm bored. And I hate that word.
Oh my gosh. Tell me you're bored. I will make you sit in your room and stare at a wall.
That's me.
Like, do not tell me you're bored.
So I told them that day because they're like, at first I was like, let me just try to make this fun a little bit. I got the wheelbarrow and I was like, let's just pick these up, throw them here, do this. We're going to make a little thing. And then literally after like 15, 20 minutes, I'm bored. I was like, you say that one more time and I'm going to walk inside and you're going to do all this by yourself. And then they kind of understood it. And then they just started doing it. Yeah. I called my parents too. And like I FaceTimed them. I'm like, look what they're doing. So they got excited and they're like trying to show them that they're cleaning up. So with them at that age right now, you got to kind of like make it fun for them a little bit or else, because again, it's one of those things that kids are getting so distracted now with these phones that their mind is just right there. They want to be in their iPad or video games and things like that. Not everybody's the same. And as much as we do, like during the week, we don't allow them to use any technology. It's hard.
It's so hard. I mean, I think we do really good. We go from like 0 and then all of a sudden we have a day and they've been on it for 5 hours. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Well, because if we have a busy day, there's nothing we can do and they're going to drive us crazy.
I know, but see, that's where the reality is. We didn't have that. So we couldn't drive our parents crazy because they wouldn't tolerate it. So it's like, hey, figure out how to entertain yourself other than being on video games and iPads.
Again, you say that, and I say this all the time. Yes, entertain themselves. There's only so much you can entertain yourself in the house, right?
I disagree. We have board games. We have cards.
I get it.
There's Legos. I don't know. Figure it out.
I was out all day long.
Yeah.
I knew when I had to come home. There was a light that we had, but there was lights all over the streets. But when that light turned off, which it was 6:57, almost 7 o'clock, I knew I had to be home before that.
Right.
Because of dinner or whatever. Other than that, my mom didn't have to know where I was or whatever. Things were a little normal. We live in like amazing community. Our kids go outside and you have to be out with them.
Yeah.
Because we get scared, like, God forbid, what's going to happen. And
I don't know. I just don't trust anything anymore.
Well, obviously. So you can't, this is where I mean, where like we got to adapt with things. It's not all their fault.
Okay.
You have to like.
That's fair.
You have to know that there's some things that these kids can't do. And that the minute they want to go outside, they got to ask, can I go outside? Can you imagine? I never had to ask my parents, can I go outside?
You just went?
I just went. I went and I told my mom, like, hey, listen, I'm leaving. I'll be back. Whatever, they didn't care. I'll take my bike. I'll ride my bike. I'll meet friends. You don't even see kids outside anymore.
Yeah.
It's sad. So it's not their fault. Like, there's nothing they can do. And the minute they go outside, especially you, because me, I'm like, all right, you know what? They're out there. I bought them quads, whatever, so they can play. You have to be outside. You're like, watch them. Make sure there's. So again, it's one of those things that like you talk about it, but you got to know the facts that like it's not all their fault.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Well, anyways, I think that's it for today. I don't want to continue with all these things. We actually
have a party to go tonight, so we have a date night.
Yes, that's why I'm dressed like this. So
I don't know why you got dressed so early, but okay.
Well, I was like, you know what? Let me just get dressed, get ready, and that way we can just go.
Yeah.
Get this done really quick because it's not that easy. It takes a little time. So get all this stuff ready and go on.
We did it. So now we can go celebrate and have some matcha.
Oh my God, you did not just
Just
say that.
kidding. Definitely having a martini tonight.
Oh, matcha. I'm so tired of hearing this word matcha.
I love
You know, there's a
matcha.
new thing coming out, by the way, which I don't even know if I should say it, but I keep seeing it all over.
Yeah.
Yams. You know,
That's
the
been
purple?
out, honey.
Has it?
Yes,
I keep
you're
seeing,
late.
Oh my God. What the hell is all this?
It makes it purple, and you get nice purple cold foam and purple drink.
Oh my God. See,
Yeah.
Here we go. It's like somebody comes up with something
We can talk about it next
and
week.
they make one thing and then everybody wants to have it. Anyways,
All right.
guys, thank you for watching and thank you for listening, actually, because that's, most
Mostly.
people are probably listening than watching. We appreciate you again. Please make sure you support us, you follow us, subscribe. Let us know what you think. If you have any questions, and if you know anybody or yourself that have a great story, we would love to have you. But please be patient with us also, because we do have some people and we can't get to everybody, so we try to do as much as we can. This is not just our life. We don't
This
just...
isn't our full-time
Yeah.
thing. This is like our hobby. We enjoy doing it. And
So if we did tell you like we're gonna bring you in and it's taking a little time, just be patient. We're doing our best we can, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yep. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for
Risk
listening,
and
guys.
hustle.
Risk and hustle.
Bye.
Risk and hustle. Bye.